How's it going, everyone? This is your Astrology Horoscope for Friday, November 15th, 2024. I'm astrologer Alex Skyles, and welcome to the Moonbase. Hope you guys are great. It's good to be back. I've been dealing with this serious infection on my foot since the end of September, so it's been pretty wild. I started the antibiotic yesterday. I did everything I could to not take an antibiotic, and it reached a point where I need to, so I'm going to get on the other side of this, and it's good to see all of you and be here with you on this Taurus full moon. This is a wild one, of course, conjunction with Uranus, and the three major outer planets are heavily involved with this full moon. Saturn is going direct today. Pluto is going into Aquarius in any given moment here, right after this full moon, going into next week. So this is a very, very important moment in our lives, especially for what we've been going through collectively and how rapidly the whole aura and vibration and feeling of where we're at now as a collective and individuals. It's a whole different place. We're in a completely different state. And with this full moon in Taurus with Uranus, this is closing out the whole cycle that we had back in July, 13th, 14th, and 15th, when we had the Mars-Uranus conjunction, right? So there was so much intense extreme change that we were going through in July, obviously with the assassination attempts and all the other crazy shit that just all of a sudden out of nowhere, just bam, and it totally shifted the trajectory of the direction that we were headed as individuals and on a collective level. So this full moon conjuncting with Uranus is closing out that cycle that we went through. And we can see what was triggered in July. Now it's locked in. We're locked in. We understood what that quantum leap was from July and why things had to play out the way they did. Because sometimes with Uranus, things just happen. The tornado happens, the earthquake happens, the volcano erupts, and you just have to intuitively and instinctively move with, the tides. And it's not until later when you come to the other side where you get to have that perspective, which is what a full moon is right? Is the sun and the moon looking at each other and the moon reflecting the light sun at its fullest point. So with Saturn going direct too, this is very important because with Neptune getting ready to change signs come next year, Uranus changing signs, Pluto changing signs. This is that motion with Saturn starting to, it won't get its traction here for about 2 weeks, really. Saturn takes a while to get going. Saturn's very slow. It's heavy. It moves slow, especially in Pisces, very slow. So once Saturn starts getting moving here, we're going to start to see a whole new structure take place because Pluto's moving into Aquarius. Uranus is going to go direct coming into next year. Okay. Neptune is going to come direct as well. This is that beginning motion towards a whole new timeline with the three major outer planets moving into new signs next year, 2026, and by 2027. And this moment's so significant because we've been going through such extreme times. I will say 2024 has been one of the most extreme years that I've felt in a while. When we started 2024 with Jupiter and Taurus, Jupiter going direct New Year's Day, Mercury coming direct New Year's Eve, right? It was just such a blast forward, right? Coming into 2024. 2025 is going to be a lot different. It's like this full moon is the last full moon of 2024 of locking things into place, getting shit done. Saturn coming direct is helping us really lock this shit into place, and to really assess our foundation, where we're being tested, the lessons that we need to learn, what the divine message that's coming through, because this is Pisces, Saturn and Pisces. These are big spiritual lessons. What spiritual lessons have we learned, and how are we going to take those spiritual lessons to maintain that foundation and keep creating that solid structure? Because that's what Saturn and Pisces wants to teach us, is that we have to have that divine connection, because the physical structure is nothing without something beyond us and being connected to something beyond us. Because, we've seen with Pluto and Capricorn, when we try to build a foundation or a structure or take control of things too much, without any divine connection and just some ego connection that this is me, this is my power, this is my decision, me only, right? It backfires. There has to be some relationship to something outside of yourself, And Saturn in Pisces, that's always the lesson. If we look back to the late 60s, the hippie movement, we look to 1994, 95, 96, we've seen spirituality, art, music, all these things, reintegrate into culture, into the foundation of our culture, even when those things are forgotten and lost, right? So Saturn going direct is really helping us take what we've done throughout 2024, the foundation that we've built, the path that we've laid, especially with Pluto and Capricorn since 2008, because Saturn is dispositing Pluto as it's 5 geometrical minutes away. This is the end. This is the end of the new beginning, right? Of a new radical shift in our personal lives. And this moon Uranus is definitely going to trigger us emotionally. Whatever events that pop up in our personal lives are definitely going to trigger us. And it's going to be very exciting, invigorating. It's this longing for something new. I think we're all feeling like we are stepping into a new phase, a whole new timeline, and a whole new playbook here. The old playbook's out the window. It's gone. It doesn't exist anymore. That foundation that we've built 250 years ago with Pluto, it's ran its course. And we've seen that it's run its course. It's hit the wall. And of course, with Uranus, we've seen a radical shift in people taking their individual power. And this is what I'm really feeling with Pluto coming into Aquarius. We're going to see that uprising of people taking their individual power back. And with this moon Uranus conjunction on this full moon is going to trigger that even more. And Mars going retrograde, we could feel Mars slowing down. It's at 3 degrees. It's going to go retrograde at 6 degrees on December 6th. So our vitality, is much more drawn out, and our energy cycles are much more drawn out at this moment. This is a very moon emotional time, right? Mars is not very strong, even though it's in Leo. It likes to be in Leo, but it's slowing down. It's going to oppose Pluto 2 more times. So we have to really be patient with this Taurus full moon. And Taurus is all about patience. And we don't want to push too hard with Mars going so slow here. Mercury's slowing down, which will go retrograde at 22 degrees of Sag here. Venus isn't doing much. It's kind of on its own. So I think we just have to be willing to look at things from a different perspective. Uranus is all about the experiment. It's like, we as a collective have come to this new point where we feel there's this new energy taking shape, and it's exciting. We can't really see exactly what it's going to be, but we have a good glimpse. And I think with this full moon Uranus, as the moon passes, I'm doing this horoscope as the full moon's happening. The moon is, let's go to currently here. Oh, my phone ringing. I thought my phone was ringing. Yeah, so the moon right now, it's almost 3 o'clock here. 1500 hours, whichever y'all use. But here we are. I mean, it is this moment, where we're starting to feel this surge of electricity, shaking us out of our routine. This full moon is going to shake us out of our routine. And going into the weekend, this is going to shake up our routine. And this weekend, this is the best time to try new things, Open your mind up to different ideas. Taurus is very stuck and stubborn and only wants to accept a lot of the times what's right in front of it and only what it knows. And that's what Uranus and Taurus has been teaching us. It's we can't just get stuck in where we're comfortable. So this moon is going to be shocking us out of those comfort zones. And I definitely think on a collective level, with how things have shifted energetically and the perspective and so much information that's been revealed to us that is now being surfaced with Pluto at the very end. the timing of all this is just so amazing. And this is why astrology is just so beautiful. Because when you're looking at events playing out in the world and you're looking at the astrology, you're looking at the history, it's a no fucking brainer, right? So this is a big win, I think, for all of us as a collective, no matter where you stand in your beliefs, right? And of course, with Mercury slowing down in Sagittarius, like, I think a lot of people right now are reassessing their ideologies and their beliefs. And, you know, ideology can be very dangerous. It leads to dangerous places. And ideology, if you look throughout history, has never led to much good, honestly. And so I think now with Mercury slowing down, we have to take a look at our beliefs, you know, the programs and the beliefs that we've downloaded, especially Saturn coming direct in Pisces. You know, Sag and Pisces, both traditionally ruled by Jupiter. This is about our beliefs, you know, the foundation of our beliefs with Saturn. Where did these beliefs come from? Were they even my own? Oh, they were passed down through, you know, from generations and generations. It's like, this is Pluto coming into Aquarius with this full moon conjunct Uranus, Mars going retrograde, Mercury slowing down in Sag, Saturn coming direct on this full. This is us moving into a whole new radical set of perspectives, beliefs, ideas, innovation. This is it. This is closing out 2024, because once we come into December, Mars is going to be retrograde, Mercury's retrograde. You know, 2024 is done at that moment, right? Not done. We still have to move through it and go through. But energetically moving forward, like, this is where we've come, how far we've come. You know, this is the moment where we can actually reflect on it and take a good look within ourselves first, within the collective, right? And we want to look at our beliefs with Mercury and Sag and Saturn going direct in Pisces. We want to look at the collective and where the energy's at, where people stand, right? This is a complete divide with Jupiter in Gemini, still retrograde, which Mercury will be squaring here in just a few, coming into next week. You know, so there's going to be even more information that's going to be challenging people's beliefs, what they thought was real, what they thought was true. It's just these next few months, it's just going to be one thing after another. We're going to see the downfall of a lot of things, and even within us, it's going to challenge, you know, the construct of our psyche. This is Pluto, the psyche. We're still in Scorpio season here, and this is Taurus full moon, the sun in Scorpio. So we have to look at our psyche, our unconscious patterns, you know, our projections, as much as we can see, or at least be able to have important conversations with people that we trust. Scorpio and Taurus, it's all about trust. Scorpio is all about trust. Pluto, it's all about trust. You know, there's no in between here. It's all or nothing. This is an all or nothing moment. And Pluto coming into Aquarius wants us to be all in, right? This full moon wants us to be all in accepting that the old patterns and the old ways and the old belief systems and the old ideas of where we get stuck and we just stubbornly I'm fine here, I'm comfortable here. It's like, no, we're moving into a whole new phase here. And it won't be, I'll just be honest, it won't be until May next year where we are fully on the trajectory of moving completely forward, because December, January, February, March, April is a reconstruction moment. Mars is going to be retrograde all the way until the end of February. Venus goes retrograde literally the next day after Mars comes direct in Aries. Okay? Venus won't be out of shadow and direct with Mars out of shadow until May. It won't be until May and June next year. So this full moon is closing out all this high frequency energy that we've had all 2024. Okay? This is a reflection moment. We have to go inward to really understand the frequency that's coming through, because the station has cranked itself. Like it's almost like it's gone past its limit. And with Pluto coming into Aquarius, it's like we're going to be breaking through all the limits and any limitations that have been withheld by Pluto and Capricorn for whatever reasons of manipulation and control, and whether it's coming from the larger systems, the governments, the political systems, the geopolitical systems, like that shit's over. We're moving into Pluto and Aquarius, which is now just destroying this old system that's allowing this new opening for individuality to take shape, but also this battle of like, well, we want to keep everybody in one place, Pluto and Capricorn, so we can control the situation at all costs, in a very psychopathic way. Like Pluto and Capricorn is it's psychopathic. Now it's like truth has been revealed. People are speaking more truth than ever. I'm just really glad to see that, people are expressing their beliefs and opinions more openly now. And I think how things radically have shifted and changed since the Mars-Uranus conjunction, where this full moon is happening, it's been really exciting to see more people being comfortable, despite being shamed or judged by your beliefs, right? And we have to say to hell with all that, and everybody has a voice now. We've all had a voice, and I think Pluto and Capricorn has wanted to make us feel like, your voice isn't that big, and it's very clear that whenever people actually do come together in an Aquarian way, in a Uranian way, differences can be brought out into the open and be understood and be talked about, but at the same time, it's challenging for it's always challenging as a collective, as human beings, as humanity going through such massive changes where, we get comfortable and it's like, this is the way life has been for this long. It's not going to be that way. It's going to be a completely different framework. And I think this is us now falling into this new frequency where we're being called to adapt to what is shifting and changing. And this can be of great benefit for all of us, because if we look back 250 years ago of this transition with Pluto, it was this transition that created the world that we live in now, that has created these technologies for me to be on this camera and sharing this space with you. It was that world that created that, but it also was that world that came full circle. And at the end of it coming full circle, right before it's hitting 360 degrees, you can see where the light and the dark side of that transit, because this is astrology, there's light, there's dark, it's like it's come full circle completely, and you can see it, and it's so clear, and the best astrologers in the world have been saying this for a decade, and here we are. It's finally here. This is a great opportunity. This full moon is such a great opportunity with Uranus to break habits, break old ways of being, break old ways of thinking, break ways of where you're stuck and getting out of those ruts where Taurus can really, get way too comfortable or stubborn. This is that full moon that wants to rock you out of your fucking seat, to prepare us for what these big changes that we're going, that we're stepping into collectively. So this weekend, we're going to feel it a lot. We're going to start to feel Mercury really start to slow down. So when it comes up to conversations with beliefs and ideas and ideologies and, ninth house stuff, we don't want to be getting too fired up and over the top about, our judgments, right? And I think when Mercury comes and opposes Jupiter next week before it goes retrograde, and then when it does come retrograde again, we're going to start to see more shit, more truth, more facts come to the surface. And even facts that we already knew that was true, we just had to hear it from the fucking screen so everybody else believes it, right? Here we are. So this is an amazing time. This full moon is amazing. 2024 has been amazing. I know we still got a ways to go, but for me personally, this is like the last one. Before Mars goes retrograde, before Mercury goes retrograde, stepping into 2024, we got Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, all heavily involved, and the three major outer planets preparing to go into different signs. This is the next evolution of where we are at as a collective. So it's good to be back here with you guys. I've been dealing with some crazy hell stuff, so I've just had to take a break. I'm a Pluto 6th house person. If you don't want to hear the story, you don't have to watch this, but I'll leave this at the end. I'm a Pluto 6th house, all right? If you have Pluto in the 6th house in your chart, this is a big issue for people. And I've been dealing with this my whole life. I'm a workaholic. I'm a fucking workaholic, I will work myself till I get sick. I will work myself till I die. I love it. I'm obsessed with the work. Pluto 6th house is obsessing over your work, So it's like, I'll put my work before my health, before my body. And I've gone through cycles like this many times in my life. And of course, this one, I've been working on a really intense album with an artist since January. The album just came out today. So if you want to go check it out, please do. Adon's album just came out today. So go to my personal Instagram if you want to listen to it. It's super fucking great. So, going into those states, it's like I lose touch with reality. My health suffers, So I've just these are the things that I'm learning. And Saturn coming direct at this moment on this full moon, Sun's in my 6th house. The Sun conjunct my Pluto just a few days ago. I finally had to settle for an antibiotic because it got really bad, and it's on my foot. My whole foot is infected. I haven't been able to walk for the past couple days. I started the antibiotic yesterday, so today I could tell that it's drying up. I haven't taken an antibiotic since 2011. I haven't had, they don't make me feel good. I know a lot of people have opinions about them. I'm not saying I would abandon them completely, but it is moments where it's like, okay, my body's not being able to fully deal with this. I have to take measures. So anyway, I'm not going to go on about that too much, but I appreciate everybody who watches my videos and everybody who's here, who sends me amazing, thoughtful messages. That means so much to me. It really does a lot. And I respond to everybody as much as I can. Sometimes when I get into this state of my body starts to shut down and work gets so I have to just disconnect completely and then rebuild and reconstruct. And this is Saturn coming direct here with this full moon. So I think here in the next few days, this antibiotic's going to do some work and I'm going to be able to be fully back in it. Because with this, not being able to walk, my mind and my body is just not fully with it. So it's hard to channel because I don't edit my videos. I don't sit here and think about what I'm going to say. Like there's no thought. Like I don't even look at the chart until I pull it up and we're all looking at, if you're watching this video, we're looking at the chart together. Obviously I could see it in my head from, whatever, but still like it's a channel and it's just what it is. Whether I say something stupid or I didn't say something right or I stumble over my words, it doesn't matter. Like the only place I can do this in the way that feels natural to me is in that state. And when my body's shutting down, I'm not any good for anybody. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great full moon. This one's definitely going to shake us up in a great way. And it's good to be here. I promise once I'm fully recovered and healed, I'm going to be back fully. Check out my new website. If you haven't, I know it's been up and I have a lot of cool shit I want to release and put out. I've just been waiting to get through this. So go check it out. AlexSkylesAstrology.com. Next week, 2025 readings are going to go up on sale. So they will be available. All that kind of good shit. So, and more cool stuff. Go check out Adon's album. If you like rock music, it's fucking awesome. We work super hard on it. I'm very proud of it. So have a good day. Have a great full moon. Have a great weekend. And I will see y'all very soon. Peace.